Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. I have a ton of fall meal prep inspiration for you, all on a budget. You aren't gonna wanna miss this. So in today's video, we're gonna be making a bunch of awesome recipes. I'm going to be sharing a recipe for a delicious smoked mozzarella pasta salad, some pumpkin cupcakes with cream cheese frosting that only take 3 ingredients. Yes, 3 ingredients. I'm also going to be making some homemade granola. If you've never done that before, it's super simple and delicious, and honestly a lot cheaper than what you can get in the store. We are also making breakfast sandwiches, and last but not least, a lunch meal prep, turkey burgers with a goat cheese and arugula salad. Super excited to eat this one. I've also got a grocery haul to share with you guys, and guess what? Today's video is sponsored by Misfits Market. I am so happy to be working with them here on my channel because if you guys have followed me for a while, you know that I have used their services a lot before, but I really love their service to get high quality groceries delivered right to my door. You guys know I'm a super busy working mom and I don't always have time to go to the grocery store, and so being able to pick out my groceries online and have them delivered is a huge time saver. So here's just some of the grocery haul that I got. You guys are also going to be seeing a ton of the ingredients that I got in my box this week throughout the recipes that I used today, but I wanted to just share with you some of the items that I got as well. So if you guys aren't familiar with Misfits Market, they are an affordable online grocery store, and their goal is to help break the cycle of food waste. It's your one-stop shop for deeply discounted, responsibly sourced, high-quality groceries. You can get everything from weekly staples to limited time finds, and they're delivered straight to your door for up to 40% off grocery store prices. So I did grab some of the Rustic Bakery sourdough flatbread crackers. I really love to have these with like meat and cheese, a sort of homemade charcuterie situation. I also got some buttermilk pancake mix. I've had this before. The King Arthur one is really good quality. Some of these Petite Pot dark chocolate pudding cups. My kids love these in their lunches. I got some honey. I was also excited to see this Bone Mama Intense Cherry Fruit Spread. Grabbed some quinoa. I've been loving to put quinoa in my salads, so I'm sure I'll use that up quickly. Super excited to see these Tate's Bake Shop pumpkin spice cookies with white chocolate chips. Gotta grab the pumpkin spice cookies. I got a can of chickpeas. They also have a great selection of produce. I got some strawberries, blueberries, and some of this Sunny Crunch green leaf lettuce. One of the other great things I like about Misfits Market is that they continue to offer consistent value to shoppers with their everyday savings and more. And bonus, you'll obviously save money on gas since you don't have to go to the store. Shopping with Misfits Market is more affordable and saves you time and money. It makes eating on a budget fun and is a challenge you enjoy because you can get more groceries than you would expect and don't have to sacrifice the ingredients you love thanks to their prices. All right, I'm also really excited to try these baked white cheddar cheese puffs. I'm sure my kids will love those in their lunch boxes as well. This take and bake sourdough bread, I've had this before and it's really good. I highly recommend it. It works great for a garlic bread for spaghetti night. I'm probably gonna make that tonight for dinner. I got some of this uncured pepperoni. My kids love snacking on that. Some gnocchi. I thought these were super fun. These rescued cookies, they're actually Halloween themed, so those will be fun for lunches. Some yellow potatoes. I think I'm actually gonna make a potato salad out of these. Some fresh ginger. These apples look really great as well. Probably gonna be making some chocolate chip cookies out of these Ghirardelli chocolate chips. And then this is something I've never seen before, which is another great thing about shopping from Misfits Market, is you can really find ingredients that you maybe don't have around you, especially if you live in a smaller town like I do. But this is a pad thai stir fry starter. So I'm looking forward to making myself this for lunch one of these days. I got some Organic Valley cottage cheese, and once again, you'll be seeing a ton of other ingredients as I share them with you throughout this video. By working directly with farmers and food producers, Misfits Market puts in the work to save you money on your groceries. You can stock up on deeply discounted pantry staples, as well as produce, meat, and the brands that you know and love. Everything is super high quality and it's all in one place. So if you guys want to try out Misfits Market, I have a really sweet deal for you and I highly recommend them. You can use the link in my description box below along with code Chapin15. That's Chapin15. And for new customers, you're going to get $15 off your first order. So make sure you check that out, especially with the holidays coming up. It's gonna be super busy, so you guys know you want some discounted grocery delivery. So use my link down below along with the code Chapin15. And thank you again to Misfits Market for sponsoring today's video. I'm super excited to work with them. Okay, so this meal prep was actually really inspired by what I got in my Misfits Market box this week. So I've got some arugula, walnuts, some cherry tomatoes, olive oil, some ricotta cheese, ground turkey, goat cheese, and then some dill and some microgreens. So what I'm planning to do is make a bunless turkey burger with a salad with arugula, microgreens, dill, goat cheese, walnuts, and tomatoes. And I actually saw a recipe one time where they added ricotta to turkey burgers in order to keep them moist. So we'll see how well it works. Okay, so I am washing my greens, the arugula and the microgreens and the dill. I've got a nonstick skillet here that I'm gonna cook my turkey burgers in, but I just wanna add a tiny bit of olive oil to make sure they don't stick. Okay, so in this bowl, I've got my ground turkey, a couple spoonfuls of ricotta, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons, some chopped dill, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and then I've got my pan preheating here. So I'm just gonna mix this up, form it into 3 patties and cook them until it's cooked through. All right, so my turkey burgers are cooled down. I made like 4 and one was little and I just ate it and it was really good. Highly recommend that mixture. So I've got some meal prep containers here with the arugula, sprouts, and dill, and some tomatoes. I've been toasting up some walnuts, so I'm gonna add those to the salad, and then I just grab the goat cheese. All right, so I am eating one of these completed salads right now for lunch, and then I'm going to prep the other 2. So we've got our greens in there, turkey burger that I cut up, goat cheese, walnuts, no, not feta, tomatoes, but this is delightful, but I hope you guys try some rendition of it. Okay, so we are gonna make some pumpkin cupcakes with cream cheese frosting, and these are just 24 cents per cupcake. So all you need for this recipe is 1 box of cake mix and 1 can of pumpkin. And I remember this from back in the day. I feel like it was like a Weight Watchers hack or something, but you can use any flavor of cake mix. This is really good with like a spice cake mix. Obviously I'm using pumpkin, but I've even done this with a chocolate cake mix before, and you can't even tell you can't even taste the pumpkin in it. Obviously this is going to taste like pumpkin because it's a pumpkin cake mix, but I'm just going to go ahead and mix this up like I normally would. And then you don't need the water, you don't need the oil, you don't need the eggs, none of that. I know it sounds weird, but it really works. All right, so here's the completed batter. I just went ahead and mixed this up like I normally would. Whip it up for, about 2 minutes until it gets nice and fluffy. I'm gonna fill up these muffin tins that I lined with some orange liners. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven, 350 degrees for, I don't know, we'll start with like 14 minutes. I never get the full 24 cupcakes that I'm supposed to get. No matter how many times I try, I always get less. I'm probably overfilling them, but whatever. Okay, so my cupcakes are done. They ended up cooking for about 19 minutes. So I've let them cool in the pan for about 5 minutes. I'm just gonna take them out and let them cool the rest of the way on a baking rack. All right, so our cupcakes are cooled and I started frosting them. I love that I was able to get this cream cheese frosting from Misfits Market. Super convenient. Obviously you can make your own cream cheese frosting, but this is honestly almost just as good and super easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and frost the rest of these and get them stored. I'm actually gonna be delivering these to a neighbor later on tonight that requested some baked goods for a funeral visitation. So I thought I would help out with that. But yes, they turned out really, really good. So recommend this recipe, especially if you're looking for a cake mix or cupcakes or a snack cake that has a little bit less calories than traditional. All right, so next up we're gonna prep some smoked mozzarella pasta salad. If you guys have never had this before, it's actually a pasta salad from a very expensive specialty food store, but it's really easy to recreate at home, and it only comes out to $1.93 per serving, which is way cheaper than you can buy it at in the specialty food store. So I'm gonna be using half a pound of penne, some mayo, I've got 2 cups of spinach leaves, some white wine vinegar, a pinch of cayenne, Parmesan cheese, some garlic and parsley. The recipe calls for smoked mozzarella, but I prefer to use smoked Gouda, and then some roasted red peppers. To my boiling salted water, I'm gonna add half a pound of penne. I don't think I mentioned that I also have a pinch of cayenne pepper, but I do. I'm gonna go ahead and mix my dressing up in the bottom of this bowl. The penne is done, so I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this with cold water. All right, so I mixed up my dressing, and I've got the roasted red peppers in there and the cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and add the penne and mix that up, as well as the spinach. All right, so here's our completed, I guess it's a copycat smoked mozzarella pasta salad with smoked Gouda. This is one batch of the recipe, which I'll have posted down below. I would say this makes 6 servings, obviously less if you want to eat it as a main dish. You could add chicken to it, it would be really good too, but we're just going to use this for lunches for the week. I really can't recommend this recipe enough. It is delightful, and I hope you guys make it. Next up, we're going to do some breakfast sandwiches. So I've got some of the Dave's Killer Bread English muffins. These are super good. Some ham, sharp cheddar cheese. I'm going to make 6 sandwiches, but I wanted to make sure I had enough eggs, so I've got 8 eggs. And then I always like to season, flavor, I guess, my eggs with a little bit of Dijon mustard, and then I'll use salt and pepper, obviously. The total for each English muffin sandwich is $2.54. So a lot of times when I'm batch prepping eggs for breakfast sandwiches, I like to bake them in the oven in a dish, because then I can cut them into squares or rectangles, and it's just a lot easier that way. So I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of salt. I put probably about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and then, I don't know, half a teaspoon of black pepper. I give this a whisk. I've got a baking dish here. This is a rectangular baking dish, and this is smaller than a 9 by 13. If I had to guess, I'd probably say, I don't know, 8 by 10, maybe. So I put my eggs in there, and next I'm going to use this sharp cheddar cheese that I got from Misfits Market. I'm just going to use about half of the bag. This is sharp cheddar cheese, and there's 1.5 cups in here, so I think that'll be fine. This cheese is really good. It's like thick shredded sharp cheddar. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven. I have my oven preheated to 375. I would say this will probably take about 12 to 15 minutes. We'll check it and see. We just need it cooked through. Okay, so here are my eggs after they baked in the oven. You can actually see that they're ready to come out of the pan very easily. What I normally do is, obviously, I'll cut this into 6 pieces because we have 6 English muffins, and if you use a rectangular pan like this, it comes out pretty evenly, just like that. Ta-da! And I'm gonna go ahead and toast my English muffins. You don't necessarily have to do this, although I recommend it because they do taste better that way, even though you are gonna end up heating these up. I don't know, I just think it makes for a better texture. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and assemble my breakfast sandwiches. So I have some sheets of foil that I'm gonna wrap these in. Now these are obviously super easy to put together because the cheese is already in the egg, so that makes it super simple. And then I'm just gonna take one of these pieces of ham, fold it in half, top it with the lid, whatever, the top, and boom, you got yourself a nice ham, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. So you can wrap these in foil or parchment. Obviously, if you want to heat them up in the microwave, you have to remove the foil and wrap them in a paper towel or something like that. But sometimes when I wrap these in foil, I actually like to heat them up in the air fryer. That does a great job. So let me just assemble the rest of these. Hello, sir. Goodbye. We have a puppy and he likes food. So here are our prepared ham and cheese and egg breakfast sandwiches. They look delicious. I'm gonna wrap these up in foil and get them in the fridge. All right, so we're gonna make some homemade granola. It's been a long time since I've made granola, so I'm excited to have this for my yogurt for breakfast throughout the week. I've got 2 cups of rolled oats, some of the Misfits Market odds and ends creamy almond butter, some walnut pieces, dried cranberries, a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, some salt, cinnamon, some flaked coconut, that's optional, and 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Okay, so I totally forgot to mention the cost for this. It's $1.18 per serving. I'm gonna go ahead and mix the wet ingredients together first. Okay, so we're gonna add our oats, coconut, about 1/2 cup of walnuts. We're not gonna add the dried cranberries until this is already cooked because they'll get pretty gooey in the oven. So I'm gonna mix this up and then I'm gonna grab my baking sheet that I lined with parchment paper. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my granola mixture onto the parchment paper. What you wanna do, if you want those like crispy clumps, is to kind of press this into like a patty or a cake. Patty cake. And this is gonna encourage you know, clumping so that you get those nice crunchy pieces of granola. So that looks okay. I've got the oven preheated to 300 degrees. I'm gonna pop this in there for 15 minutes, stir it up, break it apart a little bit, and bake it for 15 more minutes. Okay, so we're at the halfway point of the granola here. I'm just gonna kind of break this into larger pieces like this. And then I'm gonna pop it back in the oven for 15 minutes, but I'm gonna rotate the pan. All right, so here's our granola out of the oven. So when you make granola, it's really important to let it cool before you break it apart or try to store it. The cooling process is what helps make it crispy. And I did taste a little bit of this, it's delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack this up into a container. If you've never made homemade granola before, I really encourage you to try it. It's super easy and it always comes out great. And obviously you can add any mix-ins. In fact, I need to add my dried cranberries to this. But yeah, I'll have this recipe down below. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me on today's meal prep video. I hope that you found something, at least one thing out of this video that you want to try. And don't forget to check out my description box because I've got that discount for new customers from Misfits Market, $15 off with code Chapin15. I'll have the link and all the details down below. Thank you for being here and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.